Hey there guys, Kherny here with Stage 3 and our H1Z1 guide. It's been a little while since Stage 2 and a lot of things have changed since then, so let's catch up a little bit. Now first things first, you can see I'm wearing some body armour there. Now that is one of the changes that's gone in since the last time. There's two different types you can have, wooden body armour or plated body armour. That's a bit harder to get. Now I'll put all the recipes for everything I'm mentioning in this video on the screen. So what I would suggest is to try and get yourself some body armour as soon as possible. Any edge you can have when you're running into other players is always handy. Gives you an extra bit of resistance to the damage they're going to lay out. Another new feature they've just introduced is the footwear. You can see there I'm wearing sneakers. Now they don't exactly go with my camo look, but the reason I'm wearing sneakers is the sound they make. It's a lot reduced. Also, currently they offer you the best speed as well. Now, actually, that's not quite right. There's one thing that's better than sneakers, and that's going barefoot. The reason I like this is it's the slowest, as you can see there, but it's also the quietest. So if you have to do a bit of sneaking around, barefoot's the way to go. You'll probably also find yourself going barefoot because the shoes have got diabolical durability at the minute and they wear down at such a rate. Thought I heard something. No, it seems alright. Right. Now, another new feature. Oh, also, you can also use work shoes. They're like the camo boots I normally like to wear, but unfortunately they are the noisiest, and they're mid-range they're above feet, behind barefoot, but lower than sneakers for speed. So they're quite noisy, but you know, a good stopgap until you can get yourself some sneakers. Good place to get sneakers, bins, I've found. So I've got a few spare pairs. Right, now lastly, I want to talk about night goggles. Now, there's also a face slot as well, but currently I don't think there's anything that actually takes advantage of that. You can put something in there, like I've got a full face respirator, but I don't think it currently will do anything. Now, the night vision goggles, they can currently go in the eye slot now. Now, I don't know how much effect we'll get from trying it here. Let's have a little look. Oh yeah, you can see it's a bit too bright, but it is fairly good at night. You know, it can. Sometimes I stick them on. The only thing is they're sort of shying away from night time, as apparently, if you've been watching the news on H1Z1, a lot of players are logging off during the night, and I can't lie, I've done that myself when I've been trying to harvest and gather, and it's a long period of darkness, especially if you're in the north where there's crazy zombie spawns. I would tend to log off at that point and log back in. So that's the other new thing they've got. Now, for stage 3, after you've kitted yourself out, you've done all the basics, you know what you're doing. You basically got two routes I can see. You can either live on the move, which I do like. I am a bit partial to that, and that basically involves getting a vehicle. That means you need a battery, spark plug. Sorry if I'm moving about a bit, I've just got to keep an eye out. Now, battery, spark plug, and a vehicle of some sort, preferably an off-roader like this one. Reason being, it's the best one for handling over the rough ground, where although it's improved a lot, it's still possible to flip yourself quite easily. So if you can get one of these, good thing about it is the storage in the back. You can basically, at the end of your session, drive out to the edge of the map somewhere where you're not going to be seen. Don't log out inside the vehicle, log out next to it, because I've on multiple occasions when crashed, or the very first time I did it, fallen through the ground to lose everything I'm carrying and to have to respawn because I've logged out or crashed while in the car. Your other choice, now that's a good one there, it means living on the move. You know, I see nothing wrong with that. The other thing you can do is a little hut. Now, you don't have to quite have one of the as big as this. There is one that's one smaller, exactly the same, slightly smaller. Reason you want this, or even multiple satellite bases like this, is because you need a workbench now to make bullets. You can see all the different types of bullets there that you can create, and you need to be in the vicinity of a workbench to do that. Now there's the usual furnace and barbecue, which if you haven't played this game or don't know what they are, furnace will basically be used down to make metal, melt down metal objects, and can also create metal bars. Quite essential. Barbecue will cook cook food or purify water. Now a new addition is the sleeping mat, which is quite handy. It's not that you can respawn here or anything, but what it does is it fills up your rest meter, because over time, I think it's about every half an hour or something like that, you'll gradually get more tired, which will decrease your running speed. So what this does is it tops it up and also gives you a little boost for a little while, which is combined with the sneakers, the fastest you can probably move. As you can see there in the bottom right, well rested buff there. Now lastly, we've got some bee boxes. What you've got is two choices really for food. You can either go the animal trap route, and you can even stick them in here, a couple of animal traps. You'll see a lot of people doing that. Or you can get a bee box. Now a bee box, you need to put empty bottles in there, and over time it'll get honey, and you can use the honey to eat and use. You can also use the wax which is produced in there to create candles, which I've got down there. And that way I've got a constant source of food. Only thing is when it fills up, it does make a bit of a racket with the bees, so you have to empty it. I've got a place for storage. I've got, more importantly, a place to work any metal I find, and that's what you'll be needing if you want to go on to make the large deck foundations for bases, or even further than that, making a ground tamper, which is a flat area of ground on which you're going to build a deck foundation, which gives you 2 layers of protection. Now I have been there are, you'll see a lot of complaints about hackers in the game, and I have lost bases before, but so that's why currently I would say these are your options for this stage, the next stage of the game. You'll see a lot of people making smaller ones, shack style buildings in areas where there's a lot of resources. Now that's okay if you're on a smaller populated server, but when you're on a one with a bit more flow on it, I'd suggest something like this. I wouldn't say go right out in the middle of nowhere, but find somewhere that is the path less travelled, and stick one of these up, and then you can work from there. So, and also if you combine this with stashes, which you don't put them anywhere near the hut that you've built, because people will search the area once they've gone through your base. So stick them as far away as you can in a reasonable area, just with a backup source of gear, maybe some weapons, food, the usual stuff you would think, and then you're not going to be starting off straight from nowhere when you die, I should say. And I would say that is stage 3 basically. 2 choices, 2 routes. Get yourself a vehicle, or get yourself a hut, or get yourself the hut first. Not necessarily one as big as this. Make sure you stick a metal door on it. They are a lot more durable than they used to be, buildings, but they're by no means impregnable by a determined player. And then you've got the choice of either living out of that or living out of a truck, or a vehicle of some kind. And that, I would say, is all of this for stage 3. So I'll have all the recipes on screen, and I'll next video, I don't know how long that'll be, but we'll make a stage 4 video where I'll show you a ground tampered base with a deck foundation and give you a look at how that works out. You can also do things within them, like having a roof over it. Now the game changes a lot, but we'll try and keep abreast of it and see where we are. So that is for now stage 3. Thanks for watching.